Yeah, hi everybody. I'm back for another rant video. I was doing a live stream the other day and somebody said, "When's the next rant video? I need another rant video. I know some of you like these." And I said, "Well, I'll give you a rant video when there's something to rant about." Sometimes you go through a period where everything's all right, believe it or not. But something happened today. It's not that big a deal in retrospect. It just happened. But it gives content. You're looking to make rant videos here on the channel, so here it is for you. All right, anyway, just got done with breakfast with my girlfriend, and we went to a diner that we haven't been to since before COVID. We probably haven't been there since 2019 or something like that. 2018. It's a long time since we've been there. And it was a diner that we used to go to a lot, and we started to notice back then that it was getting worse and worse and worse. Finally, something happened that we couldn't contain several years ago. There was something really badly wrong with the food. I think we got like a steak and it wasn't cooked at all, or the food was, there was something wrong with the food. Neither of us remember exactly what it was because it was several years ago. But we stopped going to this diner, and it's a shame because the waitress that we used to have there, she was a lady that we really liked, and she's very sweet, and we used to love seeing her. But because things had gotten worse, and because the food now was not cooked properly, we actually walked out. We got up and walked out at that time. And that's something that we don't usually do. I can't remember any other time in my life where I walked out and just left the food there, But that's what we did. And that was, again, 2018, 2019, something like that. So we hadn't been back there in that long a time. And today, we decided, what the hell, we'll go back. It's been, I don't know how many years, 6 years, 5 years, something like that. I don't know. So we went back, and the first thing we noticed is the whole decor was changed. Beautiful. It was beautiful. They completely overhauled it. Didn't look like the same place. All new tables, walls, just everything looked really fancy schmancy, and it was really attractive, So, and then who do we see? We see our favorite waitress that we hadn't seen for years, that we always liked. Hey, nice to see you again. She remembered us so well. She didn't remember that anything bad happened the last time she served us years ago, but she remembered us from the times we came in. Anyway, okay, let's get to the rant factor, okay? So the whole menu's changed. We find out this is new ownership. Under new ownership, everything's changed. It's not the same place. How can anything be wrong again, right? Wrong. Okay. So we saw they had on the menu egg skillets, which are nice. So that's basically, you get the hash browns, and you get whatever you order, meat, vegetables, 3 eggs on the top, all together in layers on a skillet, nice hot skillet. Looked really appetizing. So I got one that was, I think it had jalapenos and some sausage and whatever. And my girlfriend ordered one, I think it was a Southwest, whatever it was, was supposed to have steak in it. And she says to the lady, I'd like the steak done, medium rare, whatever she said. Okay, so first of all, it takes like 15 minutes to prepare it. I get it. You got to cook it. That's not the problem. Finally, the skillets come over. Mine's fine. Nothing wrong with mine. I start eating it. I'm like, oh, this is pretty good, actually. Good food. But hers was not steak. It was sausage. So she starts eating. She goes, Didn't mine supposed to have steak? She asked me, and I said, yeah. And my girlfriend had to send it back. She called the waitress over, and she goes, mine's supposed to have steak in it, right? And the girl says, oh, I'm so sorry. I put the wrong one in. So we had to wait. Now, what's annoying about that is, she says, don't worry, I'll make sure it's fast. I'll make sure it's done fast. It wasn't fast. It took you have to cook the steak, right? Or I hope so. And it took 15 minutes. Now, the problem I have with this is, and the problem that Miss Mayo has with this, is that I'm eating without her. I'm eating my breakfast. She's standing there looking at me. She's going, how's yours? Is it good? She was very hungry this morning for breakfast. She really was. She says, is yours good? I said, yeah, it's very good, actually, but I'm sorry. I said to her, I want to be able to talk with you, eat breakfast together. That's why we're here. So, of course, I finished my food. Then hers comes. Now I'm sitting there twiddling my thumbs watching her eat. That's not why we go to breakfast together. Now, some of you are going to be thinking, maybe, what's the big deal? So somebody made a mistake. It's not everybody makes mistakes. That's true. And yes, people make mistakes. They put the wrong order in. They cook something wrong. But the thing I try to emphasize, folks, in these rant videos, when it pertains to restaurants and things, is that the ratio is getting worse. Now, I don't know. Tell me. Is this something that any of you are noticing? Or is this just something that only exists in my state where I live? Is this worldwide? Is this countrywide? What is this? There's definitely a decline in service and a decline in caring and an increase in incompetence and mistakes. It really has gotten to the point where it's a roll of the dice. If I go to a restaurant or a diner like this, the chances are 50-50. I think about 50-50, literally, that they're going to make a mistake and it's going to be a wrong order and you're going to get annoyed in some way. And that's what I want to be the focal point here that I'm trying to get across. It's the frequency, it's the degree at which this happens now. I still owe it to, I don't know, cell phones and people always on the internet, people always scrolling, and people just generally not thinking too much anymore, not concentrating anymore. Nobody really just watches what they're doing anymore. You've heard me bitch about this before. You'll hear it again, I'm sure. As I say, it's not that there's a mistake, it's how often the mistake is the rule rather than the exception sometime, or 50-50. I did not complain about these things when I was in my 20s, 30s, 40s. I don't remember these things happening to this degree. And a lot of it has gotten worse post-COVID. That's it, folks. Don't sweat the small stuff. I never do.